Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tom and Laney Show. It's been 11 years, Michael Lane, but finally, the show that no one asked for is back live on the air. How exciting.
I'm very excited. to start a fresh one. It's been a little while, but I think we've still got it.
We have. We've done a few tests. We've had a look, and we think we can bring back the show. And it's, we probably missed on the podcast wavelength. Imagine if we had done this for 10 years. If we just kept at it, Laney, where we would be. Would we be the anti-Hamish and Andy? Would we be the radio stars we think we could be?
I think even better than that. We should have done it probably 2020 when everyone was at home and had plenty of time, but no better time
let's
than
do
the
it.
present.
Let's do it now that no one's got any time and Kieran's got kids
busy.
And I'm married and you've got 48 things on as a very senior electrician. Let's do it when we're as busy as possible.
Well, let's not talk about kids too early. That's a bit of a
That's true.
Teaser, bit of sizzle coming up.
Yeah, we've got something very exciting just to look back on what's been, a good decade for Kiz. He's approaching retirement in this aspect of his life, and
lost all my hair.
Yeah,
I think he had hair last
That's
time.
true, actually.
Now it's all gone from stress.
What happened there, Kiz?
Alopecia gets the best of us.
Let's not talk about that one.
Hasn't got Laney and I yet. But yeah, we're back, and we're going to be coming out. We are live now on YouTube, but we're going to keep the focus on pushing out a live radio show every Monday morning. So good morning to everyone, because it is morning time. We're recording this at 4:47 on a Sunday afternoon, but we'll be going out in the morning. So hopefully, if we are stringent in how we apply ourselves, we'll be able to get a show out every morning just for your drive to work. Isn't that great, Laney?
Yeah, as everyone can have their wheat bix and little soy latte, and they'll be ready to podcast
in the car. So let's have a look back. Yeah, well. I get a piccolo latte from McDonald's now. I get a piccolo latte, and then I get a bacon and egg McMuffin. I with no bacon and no cheese, and that's my breakfast most mornings.
That sounds awful. It's probably no good.
But let's not talk about Tom's breakfast. Let's talk about looking back to our last show, Lane, because it has been, from my memory, and I did try to look back as far as I could, but I think it's been 11 years since we did a show, and the last show we would have done was on Sin FM. That was a state syndicated radio show live on Melbourne City airwaves, and
we were international as well. We were digital radio too. I think it was going
that's
out.
Right.
It was gaining momentum,
and we had rivals. We had on-air rivals the show before us, and we were getting a bit of heat from sort of the administrative side of Sin FM, and eventually, Laney, we found ourselves getting kicked off the air.
It was pretty sad to hear, but it was also pretty understandable. I knew it was going to happen at some point. There was a few too many swear words, some controversial topics.
That's true, and it sort of started off. We did the show, and you have to do training. So when you go into Sin FM, you have to learn how to use the board, how to use the phone, how to talk into a microphone, all the sort of basic stuff. But you're also told some very specific rules. So one of the rules you're supposed to not do is you're not supposed to take phone calls live on air. I can confirm that I did that in my first show. I did that on a graveyard show. I believe me and Laney requested people call in to the studio and do live phone calls quite frequently. So we broke that rule.
I don't think we did a single show without a single call in. We always had someone calling in.
Yeah, so we did that. I don't think you were supposed to use as much foul language as we did, so we're going to try and be a little bit more constrained this time, but there was quite a lot of F's and C's, so we pulled back on that. But I was the one, so Laney was working full-time. I think I was just about to finish my uni degree at the moment, but I actually got called in by two administrators at Sin FM, and we had to have a very professional sit-down meeting about the dump button, the most offensive show that was ever broadcast on Sin FM.
I think we're the only one who ever has been kicked off Sin FM. I don't think there is any other shows.
I'm sure there's been people. I'm sure, because there were a lot of crappy shows on
Sin they
FM.
give up.
Yeah, and there's a lot of kids that do it. So don't get me wrong. Like, we're not superstars by any means, but we were probably the only people who got kicked off for being too crude or breaking rules. So I had to have a very professional sit-down meeting. I think the girl's name was Kira or something, and then there was another lady who I have no idea. I can't remember her name, but they sat me down very specifically, and the 3 points they addressed with Laney was your story about, I believe it was about fisting or something to do with fisting me as cat or something very specific.
I
So I
don't
got
remember
told
that
off.
one.
I
Yeah.
got told off for that. I got told off for. It is disgusting. I got told off for bringing people into the studio that weren't allowed to be there, like Kieran, and I think Sasha came to the studio, and all the guests that we had for.
We had a few guests as well. Our
Yeah, we
love
had.
love matching as well.
Yeah, we had the bachelor for Blake Martin, who is still struggling to get a date. So that's something we're going to work on over the next few weeks. And then the final thing was when we weren't allowed to take phone calls, which like I mentioned, we weren't supposed to do. So unfortunately, Laney, we got kicked off, and I think all of our previous episodes have now been scrubbed from the internet permanently.
But it sounds like all
Probably
those
for the
things were all
best.
the fun things from our show. Those were the things you weren't allowed to do was the excitement from the show.
Oh, and that's what we got the best feedback on. Like I had truckers calling us up saying, "We love the show, boys. It's fucking great. Like it's nothing like this on the air and all this sort of stuff." So,
Yeah,
you
there's
know,
a good chef from Crown as well. He was pretty fun.
I don't remember that one. I had
Can't
Dargy
believe
from
Chef from
Monbog.
No, he was a chef from Crown, and
Legend.
he used to finish at like 2 a.m. He'd call in and say, "Just good to hear a couple of idiots."
So then we stopped doing the show, and we haven't done it. We haven't done it, for like I said, 11 years, and so much has changed, Lenny. So much has changed around the world. What's been the sort of highlight you think in your life, in your social circle that's changed? Because this is still very much a social circle show at the moment.
I think the highlight for me is I got a dog. That was pretty exciting. That's
Okay,
it.
that's shit.
That's
Kieran,
all.
Sucks.
Kieran, what's been your highlight? You've had a lot of friends
Wow,
go through
Tom.
some tumultuous relationships and breakups and gets-togethers and kids. So what's been happening, Kieran? What's been the focus that you want to share with everyone?
Well, I think it's been beautiful to watch the group expand. Everyone's having children now, besides you two.
Expand away, you mean?
Yeah, we've got
Break apart.
Wow, yes, that's been beautiful to watch. I've been trying to
Yes.
keep it together, but you guys
Mentally.
are just not that likable. I don't think.
Well, I can't really disagree with you because I just feel like this is we and or you two got together yesterday, but it's very hard now that we're unfortunately plus 30 that we can't really see our friends. So to all our friends that are watching and listening, we're desperate to do stuff with you, but we're crying on the inside because you never actually ask us to do anything. We never come and see me. Like, can't tell you the last time Sasha or Alex ever came and knocking on my door saying, "Tom, please come over." It hasn't happened for a while.
I don't support these comments.
And
You might have to
Kyle,
take the hint.
Laney, Kyle was telling us just the other day, and we don't want to keep it too inside, but we're going to keep it very inside for this particular segment. Laney was telling me yesterday, Kyle, that he was desperate to see you, but unfortunately, Laney's banned. Well, actually, all visitors are banned from Kyle's house, and you have to wear a hazmat suit just to walk in the front door. Isn't that true, Lane?
I actually did see him a couple of weeks ago, so that kind of cancels
Yeah.
that one. But
What do you
it's
mean
nice
you
to
saw
see
him?
that you want to see your friends.
What do you mean you saw him? I didn't get an invite.
I see my friends all the time. That's what I'm saying. I see my friends. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
That's
no, I'm
pretty
always
fucked up.
catching up with everyone. To be honest.
Yeah. This sounds
is
like
a
it's
Tom
a
problem.
you problem.
Well, who did I see? No, we went to the golf. We went to the driving range, and
We
who
did.
else
That
did we
was
see?
great.
Yeah, and I think
saw Al.
Blake. We saw Al at poker for about 5 minutes. That was before New Year. Oh no, Al did come to the thing. Oh, that's right. He did come to the driving range. So I'll give Al that.
See,
I'll give Al that.
You've seen some friends. So you can't really complain.
That's true. That's true. But that's a lot has happened. A lot has happened over the past 11 years. But one of the most one of the highlight segments every single show that we used to feature was the love life of Kiz. Kiz was dating this person one week, then he was dating this other person the next week, and then he was, this
I was busy
from the
back
group
then.
was one girl from the group was sleeping over. The next week, her cousin was sleeping over, or a friend was sleeping over. I just distinctly remember this time of my life. So I think it's really important now that we get into love life of kids and sort of reflect on what was a tumultuous time.
It's time, once again, for a segment we like to call The Love Life of Kids. Sponsored by You Know.
That's right.
Sadly,
love
no
life
longer
of
in
kids.
business.
Oh, I was just about to ask.
Rest in peace
You
to
telling
Nosy.
me? Are you telling me that he wasn't a really
It didn't
successful
make
business?
it. A business
How
can
long
be
did that
cutthroat.
business last, Kiz?
Long enough, yeah. We did a lot
couple of months?
good things. We sold a lot of onesies, but ultimately we had to make the hard decision to close up.
What about skinny? What about skinny meaty? Did that go well?
Yeah, I don't think that ever got off the ground. That was just a bit of a startup that we were working on.
Okay,
and
now
it
what
turns
about-
out
what
it's probably highly illegal to sell consumable product that claims weight loss in the market.
So you
But
were
we
trying
weren't
to
to
be
know. We
you
weren't
were
to
trying
know.
to be the Ozempic before Ozempic.
We
with
were trying to
vitamin
follow
T product.
the influencers of the time.
You
And
also
then
had
all-
Moisty.
Moisty, that's what I was going to say. You had Moisty
Yeah.
Kids.
Moisty. Well, I think that's still going. I think.
No,
that's still
it's
going
not
strong.
still going.
I think you can still
No
get
way.
Moisty merch.
No
Take
way.
Was
my
it just
on that.
those 3 businesses, Kiz, or any more scams? I mean,
think that's,
businesses?
not scams, no. Legitimate businesses. I think that's it.
Oh no, you had a game. You had an
Oh,
an
I
app.
can't forget.
Umbrella.
What was it? Umbrella. What a
Another
what a
Flappy
great game.
Bird ripoff. We like to
The
follow the
highlight-
market closely.
Well, the highlight for me for that app was, I think, it was Flappy Bird, but if you died, an ad would go in the middle. So when you tried to click next, it would click on the ad.
Well, mate, you got to monetize
That's
it
elite.
somehow. Yeah.
That
a-
was a
that's a-
true scam.
That could have been the real
Yeah.
success story of your life. But
There was
you know,
a bit of a
we
misstep. It's
we're sp-
really hard to develop games. I don't know if you've tried.
Yeah, but
it's
you've thrown
really
us off-
hard.
you've thrown us off the scent of this segment, Kieran, because that's not what the focus was. The focus was the love life of kids. That's what everyone wants to
Yes,
hear
yes.
about. You know, like I
So
said, you would.
I think how this came about was, obviously Kieran and I used to live together, and Kieran's bedroom door was at the front door. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I ever entered the house without a thumping coming from that bedroom. I didn't know what was going on. So I think that's how we started the segment of the love life of Kiz.
Either that or Kieran was getting the shit beat out of
Those
him, one of the two.
allegations aren't true. Yeah.
And that door was swinging
It's a restless
open, and
sleeper.
there was just different people coming in and out of it. That's what I distinctly remember.
It was swinging
about that
open
time.
because you would often charge in and hip and shoulder the door and burst it open.
Hey! No, that was just one. That was just a few specific nights, and we did catch you. Well, I don't think we caught you doing anything, but we were in the hopes to catch you doing something that we never did.
Yeah. I think there's some sort of law against that, but anyway.
Now we won't be doing that anymore because we're broadcasting this over software. So unfortunately, we can't barge in and actually see the love life of kids in action. But kids, just give us a quick update. So you've ended finally in a long-term relationship, like
Long-term
you-
relationship.
you spent
very
so much
happy.
time between long-term relationships and
Mm-hmm.
switching between different girls and all this sort of stuff. Now you're finally committed. What does
You
that
are
feel like?
exaggerating.
What does it feel like to have a child with this woman and actually be in a loving relationship?
Yeah, it's good. It's not bad. It's good. I like it.
How long's this relationship been now?
I think we're coming up on 6. Oh, we just had our 6th year, I think. Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Wow, that's
Hit that-
That's a
hit that
surprise,
Beautiful
'cause
1-year-old.
Hit that applause sound effect, kids.
No, we
Yeah.
didn't
No,
pre-
it
yeah,
doesn't
we're
have
now.
it there. No, but we're
now.
excited.
Oh.
Well, you were supposed to have your Dr. Phil Sandball. Where's that?
Mate,
at?
I didn't know about this podcast till yesterday, so
Yeah, well,
You knew.
get
give me
ready.
till next week. We'll have the sounds ready to go.
Okay, good. Because we
So
need
do we
them.
have
We'll-
any
I gotta build
any
out
sound
those
effects
boards.
from the child being conceived?
Let's see. I've only got
Just grunting.
8 jokes from choose from here.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good song. All right, let's let this play out. No, I know this is we found this on Triple J Unearthed. So have a listen.
Damn.
Damn,
Was
what
that-
a song.
Was that a true recording of the conception?
That was it. Well, that's what Kieran
This
played
is all I
when
will
he was
make
making
love
it.
to is this song. Yeah.
Wow, wait,
Sound of
that
Tom.
makes sense. That's nice.
Because I hadn't heard this song in so long because I actually thought Kieran deleted it when we didn't have it anymore. But I did some dig deep because Kieran's actively in the process now of trying for his second child. So he specifically requested me to find this song on my hard drives, and I've done that now. And now Kieran will be able to commit the act of conceiving another child with his.
So this wasn't for
long-term
the
partner.
podcast. This was
Well, it
for
was
second
both.
child. Yeah.
You know,
This
it's
is
two
a side
birds with
project.
one. Yeah, two birds with one stone kind of thing. So we're excited now that Kieran's love life will be back in action, and number 2 will be on the way soon.
Fingers crossed.
Congratulations! What a song.
Yeah, congratulations to Kieran.
Oh, here we go.
But
I didn't know there's more lyrics.
oh yeah, who's going? This is you too. It keeps going as well.
Oh wow.
I think this might be Sash.
Nice break.
So not bad. You know, that's the sort of stuff we were doing.
I don't know how this one didn't take off.
Well, this isn't even the original. See, there was an original one that both Kieran and I can no longer find. And somewhere out there,
We've lost
deep
the
in the
whole
internet, it's
back.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else was in this band of Teasy and Defunctopus?
It was me, Kieran, and Sash, and I think we had some guest appearances, maybe. I'm not sure.
The big L.
And what was the third person Sash doing?
Sash was, it's like,
Support.
well, see,
Sash was vocal. He was like, just hype,
He's like Rick-
you know, general.
he's like,
mood.
yeah, but he's like support. You know, it's like that Rick Rubin, that producer. He says he can't play an instrument. He can't, you know, he doesn't really know how to mix or anything. But what he is like creative input.
He knows
and
what
that's
he likes.
Sash is.
Yeah.
So like Sash
Gets
likes,
paid
you know,
to make decisions.
because of all the drugs
he
Sash
makes
has had,
bangers.
all those drugs Sash has had has sort of affected his mind and given him a different creative mindset. So that's what
Like Rick
his,
Rubin.
that was his real utility for the band that we had. What's the next segment? Okay, Kieran, I need you to cue up some hard-hitting Laney's news sound effects, please. I have this. There we go.
Well, we've had a big week in news this week. I've been pretty excited. You know, I love a newspaper.
What's the aim? Did you say the aim of Laney's news? What's the aim of the Laney's news segment? Did you say?
I thought I'd summarise some of the top news stories of the week. So a lot of stuff going on at the moment.
Interesting take. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, just summarise, just a bit of summarise for the week's news. We get some
Okay.
big news about Medicare. We get some big
Okay.
news about Billie Eilish. That's Tom's favourite, and
Yeah,
the
okay.
Pope, which is Kieran's favourite.
Oh, he's a big Catholicism
the Pope.
fan.
You do love the Pope. So, have you heard about Medicare lately?
I've
You're
heard.
going-
Funnily
No,
enough,
lately.
I have heard about
Lately.
I'm
it.
aware of it. Yeah.
Yes, I have my card here somewhere.
Last time you went to
You
the
want me to show my
doctor,
digits?
you've got to
Yes.
pay for going to the doctor nowadays. It's
Well,
a
I think
bit
it
of a
depends
reward.
on what doctor you go to, but the one I go to, you have to pay. I have to pay $40 out of pocket. So you pay $80 and you get $40 cash back or whatever. But
Yeah,
I think it
it's a
depends on one. I think it depends
There's-
on what doctor you go to.
There's very, very few bulk bill doctors anymore. It's a sting. If you want to get a medical certificate, it's going to cost you $40.
You see, but people say that. I find that's bullshit, right? Because if I think $40 to go see a doctor is fuck all. Because if you're a university trained doctor, I mean, I would just think the thing I'm getting rorted on is, are their rates too high for the service? That's a completely different question. Should the taxpayer pay for it? I don't know, but I think
No,
$40
the taxpayer
to see a doctor's
shouldn't.
fine.
There shouldn't be a limit to access to go to.
Well,
the
it's not though. $40 is fuck all.
Yeah, for you, rich boy.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
mate.
you
But-
fuck off.
We're not all
For
Tom
the,
fucking Buff.
yeah, the cost of living at the moment. Jeez, some people $40 is tough.
He's the only one without a mortgage in the on the show. So
Yeah, but if
he
you
doesn't know.
Yeah,
if you can't afford $40 to pay for a doctor, you're struggling anyway, right?
You should
Like,
die.
yeah.
No.
But if you've got kids, that's rough.
You should
Anyway.
suffer and die.
The
Anyway.
very late. There's the elections are coming up, which is very exciting. Could be called any time now before May.
Yeah.
And Labor's now committed to making a bulk build for 9 out of 10 visits, which means free doctor
Like a-
again.
Yeah, but once again, I still don't really understand the premise because it's not free because obviously someone
It's-
has to pay for the foot the bill, right?
So it comes out of Medicare. Medicare's going to have to spend $8.5 billion over 4
Yeah, right.
years.
So some cunt's gonna have to pay for that. So, but I just find it. I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's like a balancing act of, yeah, we want good doctors, so we need to pay them a decent wage. But if we pay them too much, then everyone's rates go up. But if everyone's rates go up, then it's not free. So people bitch that it's not free, but it's like, well, still want good doctors. So
Yeah, but the
It's not
doctors,
as
the doctors
simple.
aren't affected. All that's affected is how
well,
much
of course
we
they are.
get back.
They're paying
No,
for it though.
They're not paying for it. We're paying for it. So when you get that rebate, that comes from Medicare. Whereas instead, next time in
Yeah, but the only reason we have to
2030,
pay the only reason we have to pay a rebate is because the doctors want to charge more for their services. So.
yeah, so they'll still get the same amount, but now the government will chip in that $40.
And
Yeah,
who pays
I
the
just don't
government?
think. Yeah, that's what I mean. I just don't think it's that good of a deal. I mean, like, listen, like, if you want to announce it and publicize it, it's good. Oh, shit. And I don't think if you're rich, like, obviously going to doctors, you probably have private health, so it's irrelevant anyway. So really, most people
Yeah, so it
who are
only
getting.
affects the lower socio
Yeah, so
economic people.
I get that part of it, but it does seem to be this like announcement culture of like, oh, let's spend all this money, but there's no one really talking about, oh, how should we maybe spend a bit less money? I don't know.
No, universal healthcare I think is a must for everyone. You should be able to go to the doctor at any time for any
Yeah,
reason.
no, I
They
get that part.
say
So
they reckon that especially younger people, 10% less visits at the moment
yeah,
because people don't want to pay for it.
it's also fucking hard to get an appointment too, though. Like, I go to the one at Knox City, and like most of the times are like 9:30 to 3:30. It's like fuck, can't like unless I'm like deathly ill, I'm not gonna be going into the doctor during a workday, right? And then if I am deathly ill, they don't want to see me in person anyway. So it's pretty damn hard to just see a doctor, let alone, you know,
Yeah,
find a time
I
to
don't
do
know.
it.
The main time I go to the doctor is for a certificate, and now they've got the online ones, and it's a dream. $20, you just tick a couple of boxes, and there's your certificate.
Yeah, but that's just because you're a tradie. That's what tradies do. They roll the system.
Ah, that's what they. Oh, that's what you got to do for an office
More
job
on that
too. You
coming
need
up.
your certificate.
Yes, we're
Absolutely
going to
not.
do.
I work in an office. I do not need a certificate when I go into.
No, and we're going to actively explore how tradies are like sort of really driving the
Ruining this
deficit in this
country.
country.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm
and
getting targeted for this.
and the unions in this state specifically, especially
so-
the ETU.
Don't get me started.
I
All right,
disagree.
Lane. What's the next one?
Next segment, the next hot
No.
topic, Billie Eilish.
Next
I know
segment. Fuck this segment.
well, I know how much you love Billie Eilish.
I don't mind it. I don't mind Billie
tickets
Eilish.
to our upcoming show.
Big t-shirt. Billie Eilish.
I may end up working at it for all I know, but I do like. I think at the moment, girls' music is so far ahead of big, like pop star boys' music, like it's crazy. And yeah, I think Billie Eilish is alright. I think I don't really like. I can't tell you one Taylor Swift song that I like, but like I like Chapel Roan and I like Sabrina Carpenter, a few of the others. So
So
yeah, I
you don't
think
like
girls
Love Story
can-
by Taylor Swift.
it's trash.
That's just stupid.
It's like
You're
putting
actually
on.
saying stupid.
I said this to you
It's a hot
in the
take.
boys chat the other day that it's like horses. I hate when horses comes on and people start singing that shit. I hate when Love Story comes on and starts playing that, and anything Ed Sheeran, it's just an instant turn off the radio.
Yeah, well, I agree with the other ones, but no, it's Love Story is a good song. Anyway, the upcoming concert, you've got you got a few thousand people buying tickets for Billie Eilish. It says there's a latest report coming straight hot off the presses that dozens of Billie Eilish fans have had their tickets stolen from their accounts in an
So what,
increasingly
stolen?
common. Well, their tickets were stolen. So it says in some cases
from-
fans
From Ticketmaster or Ticket Tech or whatever.
from their accounts, yes, from their Ticket Tech account, which meant that some of them actually turned up to the venue and realized that their tickets weren't valued.
Now, that's a different question. Are the tickets stolen? That's one. Turning up to the venue and scanning in, I can't tell you. And probably Kieran probably had a few too, where you get some cunt come up who's got a ticket from Viagogo or Facebook Marketplace or whatever. They scan it, and then it's a screenshot, and then they ask you, "Oh, where'd you get it from?" "Oh, I got it from Marketplace or Viagogo or one of these dodgy
And there's 40 people
second
with
place."
the same QR code.
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, dude, like, you're probably not going to get in because some guy's stolen your ticket or he
I
sold
didn't
you the
realize
ticket."
that
he's
many
a
people
scam
did
for.
that.
Nearly every show that you would get probably one or two people that have come, and if there's 20 entry points for the stadium, it's like 100 people. So it's pretty
That's very
common. But
embarrassing.
if they're actually stolen from their account, that's a very
Well, this
different
this
thing.
is saying that they're actually stolen from their account. They're saying that their passwords are being hacked because there's lots of different hacks lately. So we've had the Optus hack, we've had the Medibank hack, and the same thing happened for Taylor Swift as well. Taylor Swift.
Some of this I just don't know if it's just bots like crawling in and doing all this sort of stuff. I read this thing the other day it was for the Metal Gear Solid, the Delta, like they have the special edition, right? So it's like all this stuff and you get all these figurines and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, that look cool. I'd like to order that. But it's only available in America. But it's sold out in like 15 minutes because all these spammer bots just go in.
Yeah.
They buy it all in bulk and then, once it releases, they'll all be on eBay for like $500 each. So
Which
hard
I
to
still
know if
don't get
it's
how
bots.
they're able to do it with the bots because it's so hard just to buy a ticket yourself.
Yeah, I don't know.
You got to get through 15 different hoops just to buy a ticket for anything. It's crazy.
But I guess if you can make $200 in each sale, then it doesn't really matter. But
But I
I
think
yeah,
anyway.
don't buy tickets on a marketplace.
Well,
Yeah,
no, the
I
main
think
thing
there's some
is change your
fertile ground here
password.
for. I'll change passwords. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make
What do you
sure they're,
think is?
strong
What's your top tip?
I think there's fertile ground here for a Tom and Laney show segment to really get to the bottom of these scammers and potentially scam some of our listeners.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
I'd
like
love
that.
to.
A
Hang on.
phishing
I do remember
Or
distinctly
some
that
old
one time.
ladies, we can really try and get some.
I do remember we
cash
did
injected into
announce
the
that we
podcast.
were going to do a Kanye West ticket giveaway on the dump button.
We did.
Yeah, we did. We said we were going to do it. Yeah, but I can't remember what the payoff
Check
was.
the
But
terms and conditions.
yeah, I think
It's also quite
fortunately we
interesting
have a
for
ticket.
Kieran to say we should do a scam, considering we just went through 3 of his scam businesses and a scam app as well.
No. Okay.
Yeah,
That
that
was
app.
just gross.
Well, the app was a scam.
No, it's not a
The app
scam. It was just I wasn't that good at coding, so the app wasn't that good. There's no
Hang on, didn't
scam.
you have a Snapchat scam as well?
Snapchat scam? No.
No, that was just for personal photos.
Oh, that was That was,
Yeah, that was
That-
was
so you're up to 5 scams in
that's not a
total.
scam. No
yeah,
scam.
that's just for
They're
Kieran's
just good,
personal
honest
pleasure.
businesses. It's hard out there. Small business. All
And
that.
my last hot bit of hot news, straight off the desk, straight for Kiz. The Pope, did you hear? He's in a critical condition at the moment.
Now, this has upset you, Kieran. We understand.
Kieran doesn't care.
I need my sound effects. I couldn't care less.
So I read that
I
earlier in the
honestly,
week.
If someone asked me what the Pope's name was, I would not even know.
His
Pope
name is.
Francis. You love
yeah.
Pope Francis.
I was,
wouldn't
nearly
know,
gonna,
honestly.
I was just about to say Benedict, but that was the one before it. I
Pope
think.
John Paul.
No, I think Benedict was 2 before that.
No.
I'm
John
a
Paul
bit
was.
John was the
John,
last guy, wasn't
John
he?
Paul was. John Paul II was the last dead one, but then Benedict.
John
he
and
was,
Paul.
He
But-
retired. He's still alive, by the way.
Well, Pope Francis is 88. He said he's been Pope since 2013. Why did they get
is he
a
actually dead or he's just
77-year-old?
going to die?
No,
No.
he looks like he's going to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well,
But
usually.
they picked a 77-year-old.
He's just old.
Well, that's just what they do, though. But you're supposed to pick someone senior, and then that person isn't like the last guy retired. And you're not really supposed to do that. You're supposed to die with the role because the whole point of the Pope is like it goes all the way back from. I think it's Peter, who was one of the apostles of Jesus.
the OG.
He was the first pope, and then that line of popes onwards has been selected by God. So therefore, this particular pope is still ordained by God. So you're actually supposed to die in the role. You're not supposed to like, I can't do it anymore, which makes sense.
And it's not.
I
Really
read that he
sad
was
then,
alright.
because he's been chosen by God, so I think he'll be alright.
I think
He'll
he
be
might
looked
die,
after.
Kieran.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
when
but
he
he'll
gets
be
to,
looked after. And when he gets to heaven, it's a positive.
it's a positive.
God
yeah,
bless.
Sure. Yeah. God bless and Godspeed, Pope Francis. I think he's been a decent pope. I think he's done some alright things from memory. So I have nothing else to say about him, Laney. Do you have anything else to say? What upset you about this story? Is Lenny dead? I think
Oh
Laney's
my
shut
God, he's
Oh,
gone
no.
away, Pope Francis.
down. Laney, come back.
He's gone to heaven.
Goodbye, Laney. Well, we'll go on to our next segment, and it's typical, Kieran. It actually works out quite well because when you think about
I
this,
think he read what's next.
when you think about this next segment, Kieran, I often think, what do tradies actually do? So we're going to look very specifically at trading news, and or are we?
I'm cutting out too.
Hello. I'll just cut it from here.
I don't know.
I'll just cut it. I'll edit it. I'll edit this. Yeah. Let me see if he's doing. We'll just cut the clip there. What's he saying? Michael. I can still hear you fine.
Yeah, I didn't drop. I dropped out right at the start of the show. I'm sure you noticed.
Yeah. I can't tell if it's
but
just...
like it catches up. It's good. It just puts you back in. So as long
Yeah,
as
it's like a
you
Zoom
keep
thing.
talking, but then obviously Laney drops out completely.
It seemed like the bitrate's chopped a bit. But you think he should just be able to join straight back in?
Yeah, did it boot me? Maybe I had to restart. I don't know.
Nah, because why would we
Like I
be in
just
it?
stayed in there, and then yeah, but my internet dropped out, so I don't know if his is different.
Maybe he's actual. Maybe he had it. Or maybe his phone died or something. Because he was saying he's using his phone. Maybe his phone
On his
died.
camera, plug it in.
Yeah.
This is the amateur hour.
No, his camera. He was using his phone. Well, yeah, he's using his phone as camera. So, I don't know.
I've got like a wireless charging pad, so the audio can be like connected to the phone still and charging.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. I was surprised how good my Mac battery lasts like 3 hours. So I haven't even got that plugged in. So I got a microphone
Oh, your
plugged in the
laptop,
USB.
yeah. What Mac
You
do
must
you have?
hate me. My internet disconnected because it's changing providers. Lol. It's like the lowest MacBook Pro.
Ah, it's only got one USB-C.
No, it's got two USB-C points.
Oh, 2C, yeah.
But I don't have I can't find my
And a
my little
charging.
hub. No, you have to pick one of the two. So that, I mean, if I plugged in my
Is that
adapter,
the
I
new
could have
one?
done it.
Yeah, it's weird. I've got 3 and the charging, like MagSafe charging as well.
Nah, I think this is 2 years old. So yeah.
Yeah, it's newer
I
than mine.
prefer it. Oh, okay. Well, it's not the. It's probably mine's actually probably more MacBook Air than a Pro.
Yeah.
But it's got like a faster processor or something, I think, or maybe more RAM. Or I can't remember one or two. What's the ETA? Oh, that's good. Not too bad. A good flow.
Yeah, good start. It's hard to, when it kicks off, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
A few times I tried to jump in, but obviously there must be a delay. So then it's like you just start talking over each other.
Yeah, it's a little bit, yeah. There's definitely like 2 seconds.
Mm.
I think it's not as bad when it's you and I talking, but when there's the third person there, then it's
Yeah.
adds an extra dynamic to it. I don't know if it's my internet. I can hear you. I can hear you crystal clear, but your video cuts in and out a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
That's
I don't know
probably
what
more
Ez is
mine.
doing. She's probably streaming shit downstairs as well.
It's probably more on my end. He's coming back now, you reckons?
Yeah, it's working well with the soundboard. I'll just grab that adapter and it'll be good. I can just play all the stuff
Yeah.
off the iPad. It's so much nicer having a proper board, like click and
Oh,
play,
yeah.
and you can stop it. And
I'm
Yeah.
back, baby.
Here he is.
he's back.
Can't see you though. I can see your background.
Yeah, we're coming back. We're coming back.
I thought your phone just died.
No, I decided to change internet providers, and it was meant to be done tomorrow, but for some reason, it happened now.
Those fuckwits.
Yeah, good timing.
All right. Play that trading news, and we'll pretend that Laney rejoined us as soon as that played.
All right.
So, like we were saying, tradies, they're just not known for working hard. They're known for taking days off. Their RDOs, their industrial actions, their strikes, all the bullshit that goes on a trade site. And Kieran, we are sick of it.
Absolutely.
I still don't
They're
understand
taking
where
the
all this
piss.
heat's coming from.
We're sick of it. Billions of dollars.
That's really why.
That's also
They
why
make more money. We're jealous.
me and Kieran are sitting at our desk, clicking hard, typing as fast as we can. And what do we get? Peanuts.
Peanuts.
But
Absolutely.
these tradies, they blow projects out. They waste our money. You know, I heard
They
this one
put their
guy,
hand out.
this one Sparky who works in a tunnel, he's getting paid $98 an hour to tie cable ties.
He's
That
definitely
is-
not getting paid that. He's
Mate,
getting
it
paid
makes
double
my
that.
Blood.
That's so
Double. Oh my
makes
god.
me infuriated.
Double.
Hang on, but how many days a week do you work from home, Tom?
I work 1 day a week from home at the moment. Thank you, Michael.
And how many do you work from home, Kiz?
None anymore. Well, one sort of. Flexible.
And how
Fridays,
many
you know.
how many do tradies work from home?
That's
Oh,
not the
zero.
point, Michael.
Zero.
What's that got to do
So
with anything? What, you got to go to a job?
What-
You can actually
is
go
it
No,
to
35
work.
degrees at home?
I
I'm
think
not
what
sitting
Mark.
at home, tying things with cable ties. That's what we're talking
Is it
about.
raining at home?
Yes, we're using our brains. That's the difference.
Not
Kieran, I think Kieran, what Michael's trying to say is that office workers deserve a working at the office allowance. I think that's what he's trying to say.
No, I think they
I think
shouldn't
that
be
would
working
a
at home.
start. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I would agree with you, Michael, if we can start as office workers start forming our own union, then maybe I'll allow some of this shit to fall. But unfortunately, Laney, at this current rate, it's just not working for us.
But there is an office workers union. I don't know what you're talking about.
There is.
There is.
That's not bad.
No one
You
told
just haven't
me.
signed up.
Oh, okay.
Better get,
After, all right, after the show, we're going to have to do some
yeah, we
research,
better
Kieran.
do
But
some research.
one of the core things I want to focus on, because I feel like I see it every second day, are why tradies not working. So I either see it in the news or I hear it from you boys. But oh, I've got an RDO on Friday. Oh, we got heated off on Wednesday. Oh, it's raining outside, despite the fact that I'm working 48 degrees, 48 levels underground. I'm hearing all these stories about why we're not working. So let's have a look at all these stories and analyze. How can we sort of get the tradies back on site and back working, back being productive, Lane.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's fine. We are working, but if it's going to hit 35, it's too hot to work. You don't know what it's like when it's hot and you have to work.
Laney, I've worked at the Australian Open,
Yeah, they've got
escorting
kids out
people.
there.
I've escorted people to their seats in 38-degree weather. Do you think I got heated up? Do you think I got double time? I didn't get any of that crap.
So what did you have to
I got
do?
a
You have
drink.
to walk
I got a drink. I got a drink bottle refill. That's what I got, Laney.
You've
Yeah,
got
we don't
old
get
people in
that.
the crowd dropping like flies, yet we're
Yes.
expected to work because we're not, trained.
I think the difference is you're walking someone down some stairs, and even in a
What are you
concert, same
doing?
thing.
What are you doing?
flashlight.
Well,
You were
the
going to
cable tie's
FI
melting or something.
You're typing in to an FIP board on a Thursday at Chadstone Shopping Centre in between getting a latte. Like, what are you talking about?
I actually missed out on my latte on Friday. It was actually really upsetting.
Did you
Working
get
at the
melted?
arts centre, the guy says to me, "Oh, do you want a coffee?" I said, "Yes, please." And an hour later, I said, "What's going on?" He goes, "Oh, I didn't end up going to the cafe." It ruined my day. I was about to walk off then. That's no good.
That would have been your
Call
cause
the-
for
call the
industrial
union.
action.
Yeah.
I was thinking about going home after that. That was rough.
We're walking off the job, boys.
So these boys in Queensland have walked off the job lane. Now, I want you to explain this to me, right? So you talked about the 35 degrees. So I sort of get that. It's hot. Big whoop, whatever. It's not that hard. You get in there and you pull a cable and there it is. Yeah, that's not that hard for me. But one I don't understand, right? Workers receive double time when it rained. I don't really understand that. I need you to explain it to me, Laney.
I think this is just another. So let's first of all, the website that this news article has come from is news.com.au.
Very
So
reputable source.
Very reputable source.
Yeah, but very reputable very known for hating tradies. Absolutely
Well,
hate
good.
tradies.
I'm glad there's a
So-
voice out there for us.
So this double time when it rained. First of all, this is for Queensland. So Victoria actually has these conditions already. Queensland's just asking
Rain.
to be on par.
Hang on a second.
And if it rains, we shouldn't have to work in the rain. But if you do have to work in the rain, you get double time. That's fair. That's a fair deal.
And
I
who
don't- I-
decides if you do have to work in the rain?
Yeah.
If it's mandatory work, if something needs to be done, and that's it. But it just never happens. I've never been paid double time.
And
to work
that
in the
won't get
rain.
exploited by tradies. No way.
No. Because
No, it
Lenny
won't.
did say
I've
that
never been paid that.
we did briefly discuss this the other day, right? And you said, well, it's hazard pay, but like you shouldn't if the work's not there, then to me, like if it's hazard pay, you should just go home. You just get rained off and that's it. You don't, but I don't understand why you would get more money for doing no work.
No, you're not listening. I got
No,
my
I'm not.
15 year. I
He's
got my
outraged. He's
15
in a
year
blind
union
rage.
badge the other day.
Pissed off.
I've been in the ECU for 15 years now, and I'm not a single double time when it's rained because that's it. If it's raining, we get out of the
No,
rain.
I
and we
know.
go home.
Our big fat friend David has been rained off multiple times. He got rained off multiple times last year. I distinctly remember it.
Yeah, he doesn't get double time for it. He gets to go home. That's it.
But why do these guys
But-
get? Why do these guys get more money for double time? I don't
No,
understand.
that's because it's come from news.com.au. They keep on saying that we get paid RDOs for free. That's not how an RDO works. It's just all a big blow up for anti-tradies.
Well, I support this big block. But, it's not to say there aren't some good tradies out there, or there's not to say that there aren't tradies out there trying their best. So each week we're going to feature a tradie of the week, and this particular week, the tradie of the week is my dad, Frank Bathgate. So congratulations, Frank, you are our tradie of the week. And as we all know, if you've ever been to my dad's, all his
Been
projects,
to his house. We've been to
our
his
beach house,
beach
yeah.
house. Yep.
you know, Laney, based on your experience, that all the finishing and all the work is exemplary, isn't it?
If there was finishings, yes. But so far, every property I've been to of Frank Bathgate's does not have a single finishing.
Just wanted to touch on that there, just quickly. If Frank has, a house, a residence, and then also a beach house, of course, because he's a tradie, he's been overpaid for years. I just wanted
That's
to point
true.
that out.
But this
My-
also goes back to the Medicare. This is why Tom's saying he can afford the Medicare because his dad's got 2 houses.
My dad's actually got 3 houses.
More than that, mate.
Oh, this is interesting.
three.
Okay,
Two
I'm
that you
learning
know
something
of.
else.
3 that
Yeah.
Tom knows
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, there's one that's a rental property, but it's this rental property, unlike some other tradies' rental properties, the rent for this property is all. Now, I did have an honourable mention for tradie of the week, so I was looking through different stories, and there's this another article from Laney's favourite news source, news.com.au, and it's crazy. This 31-year-old is on TikTok doing all the typical bullshit, and he asked for tradie stories. And one tradie here admitted that after a client refused to let him in the bathroom, he retaliated by saving his poo in a plastic bag, double bagging it, and then he incorporated it in the renovation lane. He put it behind the insulation in the wall and decided it'd be a fantastic idea if I just let all that shit sit behind
Smart,
insulated
actually.
wall for
That's
years
smart.
to come. Is that something you would typically see on a tradie work site? Because I've never seen that in my days as an office worker, Lane.
I didn't see it, but I know someone. I haven't worked with him for 12 years now, but he actually did a whiz in a school roof. He said he couldn't hold on and he had to go, and he just went.
What do you mean? Like he whizzed on the roof, or he whizzed? How did he whiz in the
In the
oh,
roof.
like in the?
We were
framework?
inside
in
the
the roof.
We were inside the roof, and he couldn't hold on, and he just went. And I couldn't believe it because that would have just stunk just
Disgusting.
already.
Yeah.
So if you are listening just into Alan, like when you get voted out at the end of this next election by my mother and all my relatives, just
and all
know
your Sky
that
News family members.
just know that this was the reason why. Okay, tradies are getting away with too much in the state, and as friends of tradies, we're sick of it because we want to get away with things too.
But it also is hard when you can't get to a toilet. That's the problem. Do you know how many houses I've been to where they won't offer you a drink? You just want a drink
What?
or you want to use the toilet. What do you do? What are we meant to
But
do?
you've
Go to
never
McDonald's?
been on a domestic Sparky site in your life.
I've done housework before, and that's what it's like. You go into the house, you need to use the toilet,
And you piss in
they
the
don't
roof,
want you to use
shit
the
in the wall.
toilet. That's what you got to do sometimes.
Okay.
Well, we'll continue to spotlight the work of tradies. We're going to keep going with the show moving forward. We're going to try and get it out, like I said, every Monday. And we are broadcasting live on YouTube. Whether we publish that, I don't know. I'm going to start pushing it out on podcasts and all this extra stuff. But we're going to be regularly doing this for all of you each Monday morning. So bang, first thing in the morning, you can play the Tom and Laney show. Instead of all the crap that is currently on commercial FM radio and AM radio in Melbourne. Isn't that right, Lane?
It is right, but also like what happened on Triple J with there was a duo who started on Triple J. They got offered a contract with Nova and they took it straight away. So
Yes,
I
so
wouldn't
if
be
we do get-
surprised.
Yeah,
When
let's
we
not
do-
badmouth commercial radio too much.
Yeah,
No.
I wouldn't be surprised
No,
if we got an offer. I reckon we'd be jumping.
I'm saying the current people on the radio, crap. The
Ah,
stations
yes,
themselves,
yes.
the stations themselves, fantastic,
High quality,
And I would
yes.
just like to say, if there are any
Fantastic
advertisers,
businesses, well run.
if there are any advertisers out there that would like to advertise on the Tom and Laney show, first of all, what's wrong with you? Are you working with Kieran? And then second of all, please give us your money and we'll start running ads for you.
No, I can
That
speak
does
from
sound good.
experience of spending advertising money on the Tom and Laney show.
Yes.
And it paid off big time. Yeah.
Yeah, did you
I
see
don't
any?
think Enosi gave us
Unosies?
anything.
Yeah, I don't think I got any
Nosy
nosy.
had it was very successful at the time.
And Felicity distinctly remembers. I remember you ran an advertisement, I think, for one of the t-shirt businesses you were working for, Kieran, and she was supposed to get a free jumper, and she distinctly remembers you saying that she won the free jumper, but she actually never received said free jumper. So in effect, you still actually owe
And
Felicity
that's
a
an issue
jumper.
for Australia Post. That's got nothing to do with the
Yeah,
establishment
damn
I
Australia
was working
Post.
at. We sent
Australia
it out, so
Okay,
what can we
alright.
do? Yeah. And maybe do.
I do
something on
remember
there.
the skinny tea stockpiles that were in your bedroom that you were trying to give away and people wouldn't even take. People wouldn't
yeah,
take them for
yes.
free.
About 50 kilos of tea, and it was not nice tea.
Well,
But anyway,
Lesson-
this is not the Kieran show. This is the Tom and Laney show. So
That's true.
I'm just saying, advertisers, your dollar, every dollar,
Well
spent,
worth it.
Is
Yeah.
the percentage.
ROI, good
Yeah,
ROI.
ROI, exactly.
So
All right,
Tom,
Kieran, let's-
what is our plan for the show moving forward?
We keep broadcasting the show. And
Are we doing this
push it out.
weekly? Is this going to be every
Yes.
single week?
Yes, Laney, pending our availability, which should be consistent because we're doing this all online, so we don't actually. Thankfully, we don't have to meet each other because we know all our friends have a phobia about getting together and actually doing something. So we'll have it all online, ready to go. We don't have to actually meet in person, so there should be no time constraints on us catching up for an hour, pushing this show out every Monday morning for all the lovely listeners out there who
Well,
want to
I'm
listen
very
to
excited.
Tom and Laney show. It is. It's going to be good. We've got some other things in the works, and we've got a lot of other stuff. I'm going to do a bit of wrestling cross promotion. If anyone is out there that loves wrestling, you have to follow Tom Sheedy PW on Instagram because he posts some fantastic content. And he's a really great performer, and he's performing this Thursday at PCW Evolution. So make sure you come down and check that out at the Southeast Entertainment Centre.
Is that on Ticketmaster?
I think so. StubHub or another hub, one of those hubs.
We
Just
should
make sure
change
you're
our
careful with your
passwords.
tickets. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
there is
Yeah.
there has been scams on the
Yes.
Thursday night wrestling where
That's
people
true.
rocking up with illegitimate
Have been
tickets
hacked,
and,
and a lot of secondary marketplace resellers have been.
it's a
trying to
hot
push it.
seller, those tickets.
Yeah.
So.
Do you get
Yeah,
many
it's-
people turned away at the door at PCW?
I don't think anyone's actually ever been turned away from the door.
I don't know if there
I
is a
think it-
door. I think you can just come in. Yeah. I
No,
don't
there
think
are.
it's your way.
You will have to pay. You always have to pay on entry, but I do believe there's always a standing spot somewhere in the audience for you. So if you do come to a show, don't worry, you'll be able to jump in. Especially to a show that I'm on. If you're going to a show on, I guarantee you'll get to find a seat. So there's no problem there. All right, Karen, let's go to the last word. All right, rapid fire time. Laney, let's have a look at the news that's happening around the world very quickly. Donald Trump's tariffs, Laney. He's charging every prick for every export and import that he's getting. What do you think?
I think it's pretty exciting that it sounds like we're going to get a bit of an exemption. I don't know what's going on. Why do we get away with it?
Because we
We're a
house
net
every
positive trader with the USA.
yes,
Oh,
and we
okay.
house
We
every
buy more off them
security
than they buy off us.
and we house every security aspect for the other side of the world. So every bit of data that they steal, every bit of information that they take and contract and highlight for you on your personal record, it all comes from our stations in Northern Territory. So it's all
Yeah,
that.
but
South
aren't,
America.
they're putting tariffs on Canada. What about the maple syrup? Where are they going to get their maple syrup from?
I don't know,
That's
but they alternative and
Maple-based syrup.
they want to make it the 51st state. So shout out to Blake. Blake, soon you'll also be an American citizen, so you'll be able to get an American passport.
I might marry him if that's going to happen. That sounds pretty good. What do you think about the latest with the Sam Kerr trial?
Sam Kerr. Tim, do you actually know who Sam Kerr is, Michael Land? I put this on the
I
main sheet, but I'm
know.
not sure if you know.
No, she was. I don't know if she still is the Australian captain for the soccer.
She is.
Soccer
She is
something
still
or
the
other.
Australian captain. So she was drummed up on these charges, and basically she got arrested for breaking the back window of a cab driver's thing in London. And then the cab driver wanted her to pay for it. They took her to the cop shop, and then she ended up in an argument with the cops, and she called the cop a stupid white bastard. That was the sort of the charges that she had to face.
But she was done for racial slurs, wasn't
Yes,
she?
so that was
Well,
what the charge was. She called him a
Stupid
stupid white bastard. So that was it.
Yeah.
And
So,
do you think that's racist?
no. I think it was the
Sounds
stupidest crap. I think it's the stupidest crap I've ever seen, but I don't know. She didn't come across.
Apparently, he came back and said it was racist.
No, but apparently,
to be fair.
yeah, that's true. And apparently, the cops over there. So initially, he submitted a report that nothing really happened, and then all these higher ups came up and said, "Hey, mate, you need to actually submit a report and let's slam this person into a cell." So yeah, I don't know, bunch of bullshit.
Interesting.
Laney, Dutton, your favourite, Lord Voldemort himself, is leading Albanese in most polls. Is he going to win?
I don't think Mr. Potato Head himself. I don't think he will win.
I think he's going to absolutely smash him.
I think he will come close. I think it's going to be surprisingly close, but I still don't think he's got it. And one of the main reasons I think that is because, have you seen Albanese doing all the TikToks now? He's getting on the social medias. That's what wins over the young folk.
I sort of liked him. I liked him initially, but something about him. He just I mean, every politician sort of placates their sort of target base.
Well, they're all gross.
Something about Albanese is just. It's probably time for a little bit of a change, but at the same time, I'm not sure Dutton's my man.
Apparently, the younger generations now have overtaken the boomers, so I think all the social media for Albanese could help.
No, we'll see. Next story,
Take.
What are you thinking about the Bond series? I know you love James Bond, and Amazon's just taken over. They've just bought the Bond series.
As you can see, my background here is actually the dam level for GoldenEye 007. I didn't plan that, but nonetheless, yeah. No,
Are
I
you
think
excited
it's
about Amazon?
I don't really know, because I think that franchise needs something. They need someone really strong in the role, but like Henry Cavill's like, I think I looked it up the other day, he's like 42 or 41. It's like, you might get 3 movies out of him. It's probably not quite enough to justify giving him the role, because they haven't even started filming yet, right? So by the time he releases it, it's probably be 43, and I think like Roger Moore was like pushing 60. You don't really want to have someone that old doing it. So
I think Henry Cavill
would be
could
your
easily
pick for
do it.
Bond?
I have no idea. I think
he's
you're
good.
gonna go someone. I think you're gonna go someone unknown. I don't think anyone really knew who Daniel Craig was before James Bond. So I think you probably find someone.
Timothy Chalamet type.
Nah.
I think there's a problem with Amazon buying it, though. I feel like it's going to turn into a Netflix crap action movie. I don't think it's going to be as good.
Yeah. Oh, they've been like that for a while though. Those last few Daniel Craig ones are trash. I didn't really like.
No, but they were still cinematic. They're not just going to be.
No.
All these new Netflix action movies are woeful. They're absolutely awful.
I don't even watch. I mean, I don't even watch. Like, if I see if it's a Netflix movie, generally I just wouldn't watch it. If it's a movie that was made for release in cinema, then I would watch it. But generally, I don't watch any of that crap. Speaking of watching, Laney, footy shows are going to be shown every single night of the week, starting next week, I believe, because footy season's just around the corner. Laney, how many of those shows will you personally be watching?
Well, it really depends on what the overlap is with maths. I'm sucked right into maths at the moment. It's
okay. Well, you'll be happy.
On demand
you'll
TV.
be happy. No, but he'll be happy to know that it'll be footy classified straight after maths, Lane. So you'll go from straight from maths to footy classified, and then after that you can watch the Channel 7 one. I think maybe it's called First Crack. And then there's there's Footy Furnace on Sunday night, so you can't forget about that. But then there's also On the Couch on Monday nights as well, so you got to watch that. And then there's AFL 360, so that's with Gary Lyon and Gerard Whateley. That's Monday through Thursday, so you got to watch that. Front Bar on Wednesday, that's another show to watch as well. On Thursday night, you'll have a game broadcast to watch every round of the AFL season. Friday night, Saturday, Lane, don't forget. No broadcast of Channel 7, but every game live on Fox Footy. Then Sunday starting at 1 o'clock, you got 1 o'clock game, you got your 3 o'clock game, you got your 4:40 game. That leads into the AFL bounce. After that, First Crack on Fox Footy and Footy Furnace. So which number of those shows are you going to be watching?
Well, my number one thing is I go to bed after maths, so
Okay.
I'm gonna miss all of those. Maths,
Fall
then
asleep
bed.
to the dulcet
Straight to
sounds
bed.
of Caroline Wilson and Gary Lyon on Footy Classic.
Yes, and that's right, Kieran. She is back. She's back with Craig Hutchison and Kane Corns
Hutchie.
on the Monday. Yep. So
I feel like it's going to be a footy. It's going to be a footy overload, and it's not going to work well.
I trust you to watch every single element of it, Laney.
No, you've got to you've got to have a bit of scarcity to it. If there's too much, people just won't watch it all.
Oh, we'll
How are you going to get viewers if they're
That's
going
what
to
the
watch?
off season's for, the scarcity.
That's cricket season, Lane. You know that's cricket season. That's when we watch
I'm
the Big
ready
Bash.
for it. Give me some AFL.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Who's your competitor this week for Tom Sheedy? Thomas?
So Tom Sheedy is versing Demetrius. Well, I believe it's actually changed. So Tom Sheedy is going to personally go out and address Demetrius at PCW Evolution. So 2 weeks prior, we had a tag match, and we were beating up our opponents, and Tom Sheedy actually wanted to win. He was in the position to win. He just needed a bit of help from Demetrius, but Demetrius wanted to tag in. Tom Sheedy actually wanted to be the one getting the pin. He actually wanted the one to be getting the victory. Demetrius didn't like that, so he actually hit Tom Sheedy right here in the jaw. And you know what? Then he left. He actually vacated the ring. He went backstage, leaving Tom Sheedy open to a 2-on-1 attack, which was illegal, by the way, which ref Lucas did not punish for letting 2 guys in the ring, and they actually cheated and beat me 1-2-3 in the middle of the PCW Evolution ring. So you know what? Demetrius, this Thursday at PCW Evolution, I'm going to give you a piece of my mind, and then I'm going to give you a piece of my fist, mate. Just remember that, okay? You don't want to get into the middle of Tom Sheedy's business, because Tom Sheedy takes care of his business. That's why he's the toxic one. Don't you forget that.
Hang on. So I blacked out for a
strong,
minute.
strong
Was Dimitri your friend or not?
Demetrius was my minion for that night, all right? I came out. I wanted to escort him. I wanted to teach him the ropes, I know what I'm doing in the ring. I'm a pro. I kick people's asses personally for a living. I get in fights. That's what I do. I take one, I give back harder. That's what I do personally. And Demetrius, he needed someone to guide him through that. And instead, he flakes out on me, leaves the ring, and leaves me high and dry. And it's just not good enough. So I'm coming for you, Demetrius. There's a target on your back, and I'm going to shoot through it. All right? I'm looking at you.
Wow. Very strong words.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're listening.
I'm quite
I don't
scared.
care if you're
Definitely think
listening.
Demetrius is going to be victorious this week.
No,
Is there any
he's not.
odds on? Can we bet on Thursday night?
Yes, you can. If you give it, you can bet through me. So you just give me your money, and if you win, I'll pay you out personally. Okay.
What odds are you
If you
paying?
don't,
Yeah, what are the odds?
depends on the opponent. This week I'm paying $1.10. So if you bet $100 with me, you'll win some money back.
And what if I bet on
Bucks,
Demetrius?
You're getting 1,400 to 1.
And you will then pay out on that.
I personally guarantee that there will be no Demetrius victory. So you put your money on Demetrius if you
Okay.
want, but you're just giving me money anyway.
Okay.
Sounds like
And you'll be
you're gonna
coming
do
to
it.
you'll be coming to the show anyway, Lane. So you'll be giving me money regardless. So either way.
I think we need to place a bet.
Okay, good. Well, that's been it. First episode done, 2025. We had a little bit of a technical issue, but nonetheless, we got through it and we smashed it, Lane. I think this is a good first show.
Yeah, good show. I've got new internet now, which is exciting. Is that
Which
exciting?
provider did you go with?
I moved from LeapTel to Superloop.
Oh
So
wow,
it's pretty exciting.
never heard of either of those companies, but there you go. Listen, Tom and Laney show. Be coming to you every Monday. More things coming in the line. Yes, you can check us out on YouTube, but don't worry, it's coming directly to your feed Monday mornings for your drive. So get excited out there, everyone.
Well,
See you next
it's
time.
been a good show, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.